So hello everyone, welcome to my review of My Academia episode 502, episode 18 in total. A really good episode, so this is going to be a pretty long review. So I have notes here. This episode has so many parts in this episode, so much stuff, and even though I read manga before, I'm like, wow, so much is happening. It's a 10 episode. It's just everything, right? It has great battles, has different interactions with characters. They have a lot of like like Toriyama's back weakness. We see Todoroki's weakness. We see the clone guy and he works, and like there's a lot of new that stuff as well and so on. So a lot of stuff to break down. So let me start talking about. I think we focus on Deku first, then, so we can go. We go from having like brands after zombie, right? So not Deku first. Deku and Todoroki now. So first and foremost, I think it's pretty clear, even if they're in manga or not, that their rivalry comes from, as you can see all the time when Todoroki's doing stuff, that it's like, yeah, my dad is watching, I hate my dad! And of course, so just to emphasize this, if you haven't read the manga, or if you missed out this note here as an animal as well, take it that Endeavor, right? Todoroki's father is the second strongest hero in the world, or whatever, right? He's the second best hero in Japan, at least. And All Might's course number one, so as seen in the end of the episode, Endeavor hates All Might. He's like, All Might? Yeah, so they hate each other, right? Or it's more like All Might doesn't hate him. He's more like, whatever, stop being so rivalry. This All Might, he's like, we're both heroes. Stop hating on me. Because All Might has a decker. He's like, we can still be friends. That's pretty All Might, right? Yes, I see it that way. Yeah. No, not really. And of course, you see the end episode after that scene, another kind of same time frame there. Todoroki's like, you have something to do with All Might, don't you, Deku? And that's kind of the end of the episode, right? So, Todoroki wants to beat, of course, Deku, because Deku is kind of All Might's star pupil. Right? He doesn't really know that, like, no one really knows it, right? But he kind of sees it, right? He has some hints on that. So that's why he wants to beat Deku, because that's kind of like beating All Might. And because he hates his father, it's like, if I beat Deku, that's like, I beat All Might, you could never beat All Might, so I'm better than you. That's kind of how it works, right? Back and forth there. And of course, it's interesting in the whole battle of them. I think the very interesting part of the battle is that Deku realizes Todoroki's weakness, and Todoroki gets stunned afterwards too, which also might be easy why Dark Shadow could steal one of those points, right? Because he's like, damn, here's my fire team. So the thing is that he reads the weakness, right? Which I think is very clear. So he hates me and emotional, but it's very clear. And Dower says himself as well there. That he's like, he sees your weakness, you stupid kid or stupid boy and that. God damn it. Because they keep moving, right, in like an anti-clockwise on his left, right? They keep moving on the left all the time, onto Todoroki. And that's because he can't use his fire ability. He can use but he won't use them, right? That's the thing, right, yeah. So he's like, when Deku sees that, it's like he's keeping on his left hand and he can't do shit. It's like, so he has to come and save the day for all Todoroki right there. So that's kind of the issue he has. And of course, then when the MD and Deku attacks them, he actually does a fire hand on like a outer reflex thing. And after that, very interesting part of the course is that Todoroki's like, oh damn it, I used my fire. Oh shit, what should I do now? And they're like, compose yourself, man. We're still in battle, and that's probably where it goes. They don't really show that, not the manga either for that matter. But I think it's kind of clear that when he's like, oh, I used my fire, I didn't mean to do that. That, of course, is where the Dark Shadow can like take the probably when he took the extra points, right? Because he's like, whoa, so yeah. So that is his big weakness, right? Which Endeavor, of course, hates him for. So we can see that he's saying, oh, you idiot. Like, yeah, oh, you're embarrassing me. You're in that kind of thing. Yeah. So that's kind of the level of that, right? And I think that's pretty much. We haven't had a full backstory for this episode, but I think like, this episode really kind of shows us how the kind of dynamic with the son and the father is there and so on, right? Primarily, and Deku, of course, is really because it's very classic Deku, right? Deku's strength is very intelligent, he's very good at planning, he's very good at tactics, and of course he realizes that his left hand, he never used left hand, he should keep on the left side and he can do shit. So that's important how Deku actually could survive for that long until Ida took them, right? So, before that kind of the relationship that Todoroki and Deku, right? But before that, so the whole battle plan, if you go back a bit here, the whole battle plan I liked, of course, it's a good episode, right? Because you see the different heroes using their powers together, right? So we see, of course, Todoroki's like, okay, I pick Yashiro because he can protect from the lightning, as we saw in season 1. And pick her, to create this kind of electric protection net, right? And we can use that, and we can stun everyone else around us. Then she can use a kind of the pole thing that keeps them down, and then we can freeze them, and it's like they have the whole combo, right? The combo wombo thing they're going for them. And like they're good teammates, right? They have the whole combo there. And it's also a good point there when he's like runs past everyone's like, took the points anyway. It's like, oh, you got a points. Like, yeah, I mean, you're in the way, so I might as well kill you when I pass through you. Even though I ignore you guys, yeah, even though you don't have value for me. That's great as well. It's like, yeah, whatever. I should take everything. I have the chance for it. But yeah, that's great. You see that team up on their side. And of course, Ida is the speed in the middle, and then later on he does it, which is also interesting more than Ida. While very quickly he does reveal a new power there that he can like really overcharge, right? Go super quick, super fast, right? And then of course, because the drawbacks, it's like, yeah, my engine is now, you know, busted for like 10 minutes, so now I can't move again so yeah, after this you have to protect me. But we have to do that. So they are very quickly there, but still interesting. And as you see, in the end episode, we see Urukats being like, oh, it's unfair, Ida. How do you hide your powers from your best friends? You hate me, don't you? And it's like, no, I wanted to beat you guys. Like, oh, you hate us. Yeah, so yeah, that's good as well. Very, very quick there, but yeah. And obviously how they actually do beat Deku, because he has a hidden power there. And Deku could actually figure out Todoroki's powers pretty easily, right? So Todoroki is pretty much the strongest guy, kind of in pure power level. But I would say he's not the brightest guy. He has plans and tactics and so on, but he's kind of bad at the tactical details. He's like a strategist, right? He has the general plan. Like I picked this guy, he can electric, he can protect stuff, but it's like detailed plan, tactical plan, and short planning. Those still very good in that sense. But yeah, so that's the kind of team, very interesting. And yeah, the Todoroki's power is somewhat revealed. And on the same time, I've got Deku's team. Hatsume, Uraka didn't have much this episode, of course, they kind of use back characters. With like Hatsume being, oh my baby, you have to be better next time, so on. You know, obviously classic her. However, I did really love the live reaction. I love the Deku's kind of like, no, I can't give up here, I have to protect my teammates and their dreams. I haven't seen their dreams. And it's just like, oh god, the dreams are so shallow. It's like, Urika is like, I want to be grown up and, you know, pay for my... Yeah, I mean, she want to be rich because of her parents. It's just super shallow. But still, it's kind of like, yeah, I want to be rich. And then the Hatsume is like, I want to, you know, be in your team because then I can sell my merchandise, sell my rocket boost and so on because people see them on TV. And it's like, damn, those girls, they have their dreams, I have to protect them. I love that part. It's like, they have the most shallow dream ever for a hero. For hero, it's like money and money. And of course, Tokuyama didn't see his dream. He's like, I just trust in you, Deku. It's kind of like, I don't know. You don't really see him much there. However, though, it's interesting because Tokuyama, as I said in live version, he's actually really, really strong, right? I mean, you see his, of course, going to now, you see his weakness and his power is blamed, right? So on the night he's stronger, but it's uncontrolled. On the day he can control Dark Shadow, but it's weaker. And when it's too much lighting, like Kamari, so the team is better. He is really weak because he's afraid of light, right? And light affects so electricity. So there's a big weakness for them actually there, right? And also what's interesting that Tokuyama is the one that wins today because he's like, oh, we're weak against those teams because they have lightning effects. And then in the end it's like, yay, MVP! MVP Dark Shadow! So it's great how they actually have the weakest guy in the team. But one thing why he liked Deku is because he's like, do you really want to take me? Because I'm weak on day. It explains the power to Deku. It's like, I'm horrible on day. You know, like I'm strong at night, but with daytime now, so I'm much weaker now than what I should be. And it's like pretty much like, you know, bright day, good sunlight, no rain. Yeah, it's like it's a pretty bad day to be me here. It's like, I trust you anyway. Like, okay. So he gets some loyalty from Deku, right? Because Deku took him anyway, even though he's weak again, even though he's weak on the day. So I mean that's pretty good, right? That's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. And I also like the part when he mentioned the concrete guy. He's like, I never have any screen time. I had never screen time. I can't remember his name now. He used to like have no time in the manga either and so on. But it's a good part where he says like, I only ever told my power before to that guy. And he's a man of few words. It's like, yeah, he's never had a speaking something in anime. Never. I think like a tree in the manga or something in total. It's like, he's a man of few words. Like, yep, he is a man of few words because he's never in the storyline at all. And it's just a very, very background character in the class. The big guy is like kind of living concrete guy. His powers or something like control rocks. Yeah. No, actually, no powers or something. But yeah, I know. I want to spoil it. Yeah, I know powers or something about in the manga. Yeah, no, I remember his powers are that. his hobby is cooking food though. That's what I remember, yeah. But it's like, yeah, he's a man of very few words. But yeah, overall, that part was great. So that's just the Deku with Sudoku part. So the episode has a lot of stuff, right? And then also, so then let's go to Bakugo versus Clone Guy. I think his name is Mino Kamso, I remember it. And you know, I like the whole thing when he's like, when he blasts his Bakugo in the face, like, yeah, you like that? You like explosions? But this is how you do it. It's like everything is hardening. Yeah, I was thinking when I was live, I was like, should I say something? Because always a copycat, like, I'm a copycat! Everyone can figure that out! I was like, okay, thank you. Yeah, because it's very obvious. It's like, yeah, damn, yeah. However, I think his power is pretty weak, actually. He actually has a pretty weak power, compared to, like, if you look behind me here, some Marvel characters, right? Do we have Mimic there? No, we have some X-Men behind me here, right? And then we do have, like, the Magneto team. And so on, because we had a character, you have a Marvel, and he's a big character in X, the main character in Exile, so it's a very good comic, by the way, if you buy it, very good comic. They have Mimic, which is a guy that can, he was like the 5 original X-Men, usually that's how his thing going, but in Exile he gets new power, like Deadpool and so on, and other powers. But generally, he's a guy like, he can have like 5 other mutant powers, but he has like been close to them, touched them once, something, and he can contain it forever, but he only have 5. And he only uses like half of them. So he's like, have some healing power for Wolverine, okay, it's half healing. You know, he can use his Cyclops blast, but it's half as strong and so on. But it's more like 2.5, you know, guy in total. They say much better, yeah. But he gets like killed in some early X-Men storyline. But he's some kind of side character in X-Men, and he's also get killed in episode 1 in the X-Men classic TV show, for that matter. But like compare his power step to this guy in My Hero Academia. That power I think is pretty weak actually. Like yeah, it's pretty cool here. It's good in the team up though, but it's pretty weak because he has to touch them, first and foremost. He has to touch someone once. It means that if they're super fast or they can like blow you up with some kind of firepower, or you know, they actually used to kill you before you touch them, so that's pretty bad. So actually he's a hero that has to have a team up, right? He's a hero that needs to have several team members with him, because he can't do anything alone. He can't do one, you know, most guys, right? And that is pretty weak. Yeah, I think the process is really weak because he can have only one power at a time for 5 minutes. That's actually really crappy. Like Mimic in X-Men is usually a very, very strong character, right? But he's going to kill off because he's kind of half evil in the whatever. But so on. But that power is like you get several powers. Used to copycat get several powers at the same time, right? But they have some limitations. Oh, he's weaker or is only for this duration. But he's both duration to 5 minutes only, and only one power. So I would much rather have pretty much any Kirk than his copycat power. And usually I'm a big fan of copycat power. You can read in my blog when I'm a Taskmaster copycat guy in Marvel. He can, you know, copycat your power. He can have infinite powers. Yeah. But he can only copycat like physical powers, like, you know, how you jump, how you fight and so on. He can't copy like shoot fireballs. But still, that's also better because he can copycat any number of martial artists and other sportmen. Stuff like that, right? Slash retcon. But then anyway, yeah, but primarily, right? But this power is like actually very weak. Yeah, you could have one person and all for a very short duration. Touch them again, yeah, actually a really weak power. However, I think the episode made him work pretty good. That's actually a really good episode that actually made his power work. Because you have the guy that does the touch the wall shield, right? The invincible wall, and then when they're attacked by other teams, they're like, okay, shield and shield. So they got like 2 shields because the one shield is limited by your line capacity, but you can copy him so he can have his own shields. So they can have 2 shields, yeah. So that's pretty cool and so on. So like on that, they actually used him pretty good there in the episode, right? But you have to remember he's on a cavalry, so he's touching 3 people, so he can copy the power, you know, back and forth all the time. So obviously that's the perfect snort for him actually. That's pretty much the best snort for the Mimic guy when it's constantly touching other people, yeah. Otherwise, it's actually a very weak beam power compared to any other anime or manga or, you know, Western comics and so on, when they have meme powers are usually much better than that. Or at least more versatile, like you can combine 2 powers or something, you only have 1 power. So anyway, pretty good fight. Just I like the anime actually makes his power work somewhat, because it feels like his power is really weak, but it seems to be somewhat competent. Obviously, he's a pretty smart guy and so on, but then of course you see Bakugo combining like, okay, use a tape over there, use a slime on the ground, and then we can like shoot, and then we can like fly, and that part is great. It's like combining everything, right? And we see All Might, he's like, yeah, Bakugo. He knows nothing about his friends, but he's like, yeah, but he knows how they work. That's the important stuff. Yeah, he knows the effective stuff. He doesn't know the relationship, he doesn't know what the names are, but he knows how they fight. He knows the one important stuff when it matters. We see his team's like, you know, pink girl, like, they know, raccoon girl, do that thing, you tape boy, you shoot some stuff. And he's like, my name is Zero, shut up, just do it. It's like, yeah, that is Bakugo. He's good when it counts. He's good at fighting with people, yeah, it's like, yeah. That's the one thing you need. Inherent fighting abilities, that's good. And I love the part where he's like, I have to go and kill both Todoroki and Deku. Like, first we're gonna ruin this clone guy team, we're gonna get copycat out guy, kill everyone else in the way, because whatever. And there's like, no, let's go and kill all the guys, we're gonna be #1, absolute #1. And I love the scene when it flies through the ice. And you can, and I was like, she's gonna say Deku now? I couldn't remember perfectly. So I was like, yeah, he might have said Deku now, because it's like, and then it lands on the ground, it's like, damn it, I wanna kill everyone. It's like super angry and embarrassed. Oh, I want it. That's great. So that part was pretty good. And overall, the wall guy was like pretty weak. Bakugo could just crush the wall. It didn't matter so much. It was pretty weak to have that power against him. And all the people were kind of like, and I like Mimi saying that the alien queen Mimi. He's like, Uruka's like, Bakugo just kind of put him because he left my powers. So that's why I'm carrying. He's kind of like, he kind of carried me. I didn't do much. I was just carried by my crazy teammate. I hate him. Like, yeah. And so on. So some jokes there. But yeah, that's what it did well, right? But then, however, this episode has a lot of parts. So there's some other characters. We see some the grass girl. She's the one that picked up Minetta, and I was like, no Minetta. Why? I want to see more Minetta. The episode started with Minetta, right? And him and Sue is like, oh, how can we lose? Perfect plan. It's like, yeah. I want more Minetta. You know, he always wants more Minetta. He's the greatest character. Just side story of those characters, actually some other teammates in the team and so on. And however though, one of my favorite characters, of course, she hasn't been named right, the purple hair guy. And we see him being the dark horse, like, how did he get spot 3? And he's like, how did I get spot 3? How did I get spot 3? Like moves away, it was like, and I was like, huh? I love that character. I love anime only watchers to comment and see if you can figure out what he can do and so. But he's like, I'm the best. And no one gets it, and they're like, what? How did he get number 3? He's like, yep, I did it. Because all the ones are the obvious one. They have Bakugo's team, Todoroki's team, because they're the main rivalry, and Ida's Todoroki's on Yasuro's course. Yasuro's not a rival to Deku, but she's like one of the top dogs, right? She's the best female hero, right? So on in the age, right? So she's that rival in that sense, in the ranking at least. And of course, Deku's team, of course. So they have Hatsume as the support character, Uruka's going on, and so on, right? But then we see the next team, which is that's like the monkey guy and some other 2 guys who haven't their name, I think. And then we see that guy, the new guy. You know, he's like every now and then we see him appearing, be like, yeah. My plan is perfect. I just love him. He's so smug. And we see him appearing every now and then. He's like a background character. Like, this is working out fine for me. Yeah, I was like, how did he get spot 3? And I was like, what has happened? I was like, yeah. We see that the plant girl, she's like, this is punishment for me stealing the little kids. Minetta's point. Someone, he punished us for it. He was like, how did that happen? I don't even know how we lost, but we deserve it because we were like, yeah, yoink, and he's like, oh, I didn't kid cry, and I felt bad. It's like, yeah. Oh, but I love him. He's a great character. Just a very good character, right? He's just extremely good character, and yeah, I mean, pretty much it. Just a really good episode. It has some other stuff as well in it, right? It has some jokes with like Mike and Eraserhead, and of course I went over the Endower part on my primarily, but it's an only watcher you might wanna. You probably have some theories about why I hate each other. I mean, as I said, I think that's very obvious though. That's not just spoiler. I mean, it's very obvious. And Endower by basic, it's like, I wanna be #1, you know. So that's kind of that obviously the basic hate for All Might, but then obviously there are more of that, like why, you know, more detail, obviously, but still, that's the main thing, right? He's very greedy in that sense. Yeah, so what personally passed. The interesting thing too that we see with the purple hair guy is that he has this kind of monkey guy that's pretty weak, right? Some other reasons, some tail, it's quite a weak work. And some other two guys, they haven't a name, right? He's very like, I just won myself. He's an actual MVP, right? He's like, I beat them all myself. Everyone's useless. I can take any team is win, right? That's he's like, yeah, number 3 is good enough. Yeah, he's very good, right? And so he carried this half. The other two guys are like, oh, pretty much crap, right? I mean, the monkey guy is okay, right? But all the guys haven't done the names, so obviously they are useless. And then we have, yeah, to the Rockies. Yeah, that last part I was mentioning part for it. I loved the camera part of the course. And he appears like, yay, we won! He gets like almost mentally retarded after he uses so much power, right? And after they had a fight, he was around and like, yay! And I've seen Ulrika is fighting with Ida, and he appears right in front of them. It was fun, yeah, fun! He was around there. He's closing over the screen. Oh god, Harrison shoots are good. I mean, this is good with My Hero Academia. I talked about the character interaction, I talked about the action, I talked about the strategy, I talked about the characters, motivation one. But you still have this humor, right? They have the Minetta crying part. They have the like, oh god, I feel guilty for that. They have the Kimari part. It's also like so much comedy in it as well. They have the ongoing jokes all the time. It's all great. Right? This is but the anime is such a good anime because you have this really you want to have a shonen slapstick humor, right? But also, of course, shonen action. So they have both of that all the time. It's such a good episode. That is what episode is 10 for 10 for me because it's good all the time, all over, right? It's good in the beginning, good in the end, and it constantly keeps you really entertained, right? Both by the full bit action, but also about the comedy. So it's like really good episode. So anyway, see you guys next week, 10 of 10 episode, and have a good